Hi, good morning. Morning. Welcome to Ignite, and welcome to this session. This is a session where we'll talk about the investments Microsoft is making in the software ecosystem. So if you're building some IP and bringing it to market, you're in the right session. So, warm welcome again. My name is Sandy Gupta, and I lead the software ecosystem for Microsoft globally, and really delighted to have you all here. I'll be joined in this session by Andrew Smith. Andrew is our general manager and leads the programs and experiences for partners globally for us. And we have a very special guest. We have Mike Marzano from Content Square. He leads the cloud alliances for Content Square. We'll bring him in at the end of the session for a fireside chat to really bring all the things we're going to talk about to life, because they have been an incredible partner. And they've really learned the Microsoft way, how to leverage all the different resources, et cetera. So it would be great sort of conversation to bring that to life. But let me just quickly go through the agenda. We'll talk a little bit about the opportunity we see in the market for software companies. It's a very vibrant, dynamic time. I'll talk about that. Andrew will take you through some of the investments we have made in FY26 about building new services, agentic services, which is like the time is like now, and how we are supporting you to build the best solutions and agentic solutions and bringing them to market. I'll talk a little bit about some of the pivots we have done on marketplace, the investments we are making to help you drive deal acceleration, go to market. And then we'll bring Content Square, Mike here, to really bring it to reality on some of the scenarios that they have leveraged Microsoft. But let me start with first is saying software companies as a cohort in the industry is the fastest growing cohort everywhere. And part of it is the AI wave has really kind of created so massive demand for industrialized AI software that customers want to deploy. So we see a massive sort of rise in the growth of the software company's business. And we're very excited about it. Microsoft is a very platform and a partner company, and that's the DNA for the company. And so we're very excited the work we are doing together on our platform and bringing value and in service of our joint customers. And as you know, this IDC survey, which was public, is every $11 almost that you earn, we earn $1. So this is a great sort of ecosystem, and there's a lot of collaboration across this ecosystem that brings value, tangible value in this industry. Just a little bit before I get into the details is marketplace has been an industry trend as an industry trend. More and more customers are looking at marketplace to make choices for solutions they're going to buy. And it's not just commercial customers. It's also we're seeing a lot of marketplace usage in federal and pretty much every segment of the market. And high-end of the highest of the enterprise, all the way to mid-market and SMB, we're seeing marketplace as the phenomena. We have taken a big pivot in FY26 to make sure marketplace is the focus for us. It's a very strategic focus for us. And there's multiple reasons. First is we're seeing like tremendous amount of growth through marketplace transactions. It's like already been twice what it was last year. And we see like a massive momentum there. We also see a lot of searches happening for AI solutions on marketplace. It's like going to become like super interesting how this thing moves as we are building agentic store, we are building security storefront, and all these things will come in the product experience. So all these marketplaces will start showing in the experience, in the flow of work, in the product experience themselves. And this is an opportunity for all of us to really support our customers. And the other thing I would just mention is marketplace is also driving not just the velocity of deals and closure of deals, but also the size of deals, because it also gives an opportunity for customers to look broad left and right and see what are the other adjacent opportunities for them to really leverage when they're looking for solutions. Just going back a little bit on what I talked about is the opportunity. It's tremendous to see in the market how every enterprise is now looking at AI as a massive pivot. Judson talked about the 4 pillars here. In the last year, he has talked a lot about that in the AI tours. Yesterday, he talked about it at his keynote. But if you look at an enterprise, pretty much every business process that we know of is up for change and disruption. Whether it's supply chain, whether it's finance management, whether it's HR system, whether it's marketing, every aspect of enterprise, when you think about the business process impact, every process and every workflow that kind of drives these core business processes is changing massively. And it's not about automating the 42 steps you have to a business process. It's bringing that workflow from 42 steps to 2-step process or a 1-step process. So that's a huge opportunity for us because customers are looking for this ecosystem to come in and provide a very strong point of view of how should they move their finance management system, their spend management system, their marketing management system, their supply chain. And a lot of that industrial software comes from this ecosystem. The second thing, we have seen a lot of deployments in customer engagements. If you think about call centers, it's one of the area of the first wave of AI, Gen AI. You see a lot of agentic coming in support systems, in call centers, sales support, after-sales support. And that is becoming a norm. And we are working with airlines, we're working with hospitals, we're working with pretty much every aspect of B2B and B2C customers who are looking at really leverage the technology for their customer engagement. And that's a great opportunity for them to look at the cost, but also the experience on how they're providing that experience to their customers. Touch quickly on productivity, which is a massive opportunity as well. When we think of productivity, we're thinking broader than the knowledge worker. We're really looking at productivity for every role in every domain, in every segment of the market, every vertical. And yesterday, you heard, if you were at the keynote, you heard about how Epic talked about how the agentic solution we have built with Epic is changing how doctors actually engage with their patients. The productivity of the physicians have just gone up because they're focused on the patient and not on the paperwork. And all of that with the ambience sort of AI that we have worked with them, and many of you have been involved in that process, is an example of how we are changing the productivity of a doctor. But it's true for every manufacturing professional, it's true for every travel professional. So we're looking at every role possible and looking at it's like, how do we bring enriched data and understanding of the data to change the productivity of the employees of an organization? And of course, with all AI, it's not just about these things. It's also about what are the new products and services an organization will bring to market, because there's so much disruption happening in the status quo. And a lot of enterprises are looking at, like, what does it mean for me to have, what is my core IP that I need to bring to market? Like you heard the Kantar example, which is like they changed how they consult their customers about brand, how the brand will be captured in how it will work, how effective it will be in the market. Now in 90-second video, they can actually analyze it with their agentic and really give the analysis of like how it's going to fly versus months of PowerPoint slides and analysis and all the focus groups, et cetera. But that also doesn't mean that Kantar doesn't have core IP in that 90-second of analysis of a video. They still carry this massive IP that they're bringing to market. Of course, now they're bringing to market more as IP than just kind of as a consulting services. So massive change in how their business model is working. If I were to take a few examples, Core.ai is someone we have been engaged in the last 9 months this year, is a great example of AI for work, where we're working with some of the largest investment bankers and banking companies and pharmaceutical companies and FSI companies, where Core has fundamentally changed how they're using Copilot. By building agents behind the Copilot orchestrator, they are able to bring data from all different sources. So take an example, if you are a relationship manager in the wealth management banking, you're able to not just see the office graph of the data, but you're able to see all the system the data is flowing through, and the intelligence is flowing through for you to be able to now provide a much better, precise, real-time analysis for your clients, and you can now actually have a better coverage for the clients. That's what kind of some of the investment bankers are doing with Core.ai. Content Square, we'll talk a little bit more about it, but it's one of the amazing sort of agentic work that we have done with Content Square, where they're actually analyzing the digital experience and the digital footprint of customers as they're looking at through the different channels at the product or services, and be able to analyze, measure the effectiveness, understand where the digital footfall is, and really provide the great experience for the consumer so they can navigate to the right place for the services they're looking for. It's just amazing how like well it's orchestrated and how automated it is. The other one, very interesting, is Ramp here, which is more towards the business process side. And Ramp has just been a phenomenal sort of company which has this spirit of how do we make finance become autonomous. The moment you tap the card, your spend should already go in the system. So you don't need to do the manual steps that after you go and stay at a hotel, and then you come back and you do your expense claims, and you submit the expense claims, somebody approves it, and then you find out it was out of policy and you shouldn't have done the XYZ. It actually does it right then. The moment you tap the card, it's done, like at that point. So it's just amazing, and I think actually we have a video that I would love to play about this. But this kind of gives you a little bit, brings to life the 3 pillars that we've been talking about. Let me play this video.
𝗬𝗲 is growing, and their old expense process? Slow, manual, frustrating. They need a smarter way. On Microsoft Marketplace, 𝗬𝗲 finds Ramp's expense management solution built on Microsoft's trusted platform. Transformation begins with a click. Employees get Ramp corporate cards so they can make approved purchases fast. Questions about policy? Ask in Microsoft Teams. Ramp's AI policy agent, powered by Azure Foundry, responds quickly. The agent also reviews expenses for compliance. It approves valid spend, rejects violations, and flags for review. Finance teams only focus on expenses that need attention, saving time. Behind the scenes, Ramp's software connects with Dynamics 365 Business Central to pull policy data, reconcile automatically, and sync approved transactions. Real-time visibility into spend, powerful analytics for smarter decisions, built-in controls for global compliance. Ramp is leading the way with financial intelligence powered by Microsoft. Build on Microsoft's platform. Connect across Dynamics 365 and Microsoft 365, and scale globally with Microsoft Marketplace.
All right, so as software companies continue to drive innovative solutions and to drive frontier, we're excited to be investing in resources and opportunities to support all software partners, however large or small, whether they're building their next agent or whether they're deeply engaged in enterprise co-sell. It is our goal to support software companies, your companies, throughout your journey with Microsoft. The journey starts as you build your first app on the Microsoft Cloud, then continues as you publish that app on the Microsoft Marketplace. Once published, the journey continues as the app gets its first sale and then moves on to co-selling with Microsoft. For those software companies who truly wish to differentiate themselves, the journey can progress to differentiation with the certified software designation and the benefits that that unlocks. Of course, with the rapid pace of AI, you might have a flagship solution in the marketplace while simultaneously developing and integrating AI into another application. And you can tap into the benefits that support each offer at the stage relevant to that offer. In recent years, Microsoft has launched a number of initiatives and benefits to support software companies. Supporting the build and publish stage of the journey, we offer ISV success benefits in a number of different tiers. Supporting the growth stages of the journey, we offer marketplace rewards, also in a number of different tiers, and we also offer Azure IP co-sell eligibility. And for some partners, participation in an SDC growth engagement. And finally, for those who differentiate, we offer the certified software designation. However, we have listened to your feedback, particularly feedback that there are now a number of different benefits and offers, each with their own eligibility criteria and engagement process. And the journey is becoming difficult to navigate and confusing. For software companies in the age of AI, we need to remove friction and facilitate rapid movement through the journey. In response to this feedback, we're announcing today the creation of a new offer. As a component of the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program, we will introduce App Accelerate, a single program offer for all our software partners across all journey phases. Arriving in 2026, App Accelerate will bring together existing offers and benefits, as well as some new ones, to create a simplified and streamlined experience that helps software partners accelerate their growth through the Microsoft Marketplace. Some detail of the offer design is still to be locked down, and this process will be undertaken in consultation with you, our software partners. There will be an opportunity to participate in co-design sessions and pilots, and we'll share details on how to sign up for this shortly. However, we do plan to continue offering key aspects of existing offers and benefits, including one-to-one technical consultations, Azure sponsorship, and go-to-market support. We also plan to add new benefits, including more Azure credits for development, a dedicated contact who stays with you as your needs evolve, an engagement management process to support pipeline review, and enhancements to our marketplace support to help you scale faster. I can also announce today that within App Accelerate, we're introducing an additional route to access co-sell benefits. These co-sell benefits include an opportunity to sell to customers with a pre-committed cloud budget with Microsoft, including the ability to apply this budget to software company sales. Co-sell benefits are a key growth driver, and we want to eliminate barriers for startups and disruptors who have not yet met our current program requirements. Specifically today, we offer co-sell eligibility based on a number of requirements, including an entry criteria of $100K in pre-existing marketplace build sales or Azure consumed revenue. Now, we will extend those benefits to partners who demonstrate readiness for co-sell in other critical areas. This path is going to be nomination-based, with eligibility determined by criteria such as MAC, the committed budget, customer traction, and pipeline strength. We are starting now with a small pilot for a small cohort of software partners, and based on learnings from that, we will further expand this path to others. So App Accelerate will now be our signature offer for the software company community and will be offered as a component of our Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program. Sign up to receive updates with more information and to learn about opportunities to participate in co-design and pilots. App Accelerate is an exciting new investment in the future, but there are also some immediate journey benefits which I'd like to cover, relating specifically to building AI agents and apps. To recap on benefits available today in build and publish phases, benefits are open to all B2B software companies. The only requirement is to have a single app currently in development with some resources to engage with Microsoft and an intention to publish the app in the marketplace. Once enrolled, you'll receive access to benefits, including a cloud sandbox to offset development costs, best-in-class developer tools such as Visual Studio and GitHub, one-to-one technical consultations, and GTM benefits to help optimize your listing. However, with software companies on the cutting edge to deliver Frontier, We're also investing in additional resources to help you keep pace with the rapidly evolving AI and agent landscape so that you're ready to bring new solutions to market faster. A set of newly created AI envisioning skilling modules provide technical and business frameworks to support agent development, offer creation, monetization strategy, and more. And these 5 are available on demand today. On top of the skilling, we're also offering expanded benefits to software partners building AI into their solutions. If you're building an agent or another AI solution, you'll be upgraded to the expanded package for build and publish benefits, which include 50 hours of one-to-one AI technical guidance from experts to support your projects, an additional 20K in Azure credits that can be used towards your development sandbox or GitHub Copilot licenses. And finally, you'll be able to unlock earned grow benefits through marketplace rewards earlier. And with that, I'm going to hand back to Sandy, who's going to cover the grow and differentiate phases of the journey.
Thank you, Andrew. Thanks for cutting some checks today, this audience. I guess a few things I want to cover. One is I would love to hear how, just if you show your hands, how many people are using Marketplace rewards today? All right, it's like about 80%. Just for the people online, it's about 80% hands up, which is great news. And I think, look, this is an area where we are going to double down, and we made double the investment this year. There's a few things we have done. One is we're looking at like how do we help continue to linearly grow the investments for large deals and some of our partners who have large volume of deals that they get through Marketplace. So we created 2 new tiers of investment, which is exclusively you have to be a software certified designated ISV, which requires a few things, but one of the things is like your MBS, which is market build sales, has to be beyond $4 million annually or at a given point, and then you start kicking into a CSD tier where you can have a wallet that grows up to $1 million, right? So more you do marketplace transactions, more you earn dollars in that wallet, and you can use those credits for deals that you're trying to make the deal better for the customer or cost for yourself. So it's something that you can pass on to your customer or your own SaaS solution. So we're seeing a massive leverage of marketplace rewards by the team, and constantly seeing this is great to see the wallet getting empty and getting filled again. And so this is a great flywheel, and we love it. The next thing I want to talk about is some of the other benefits on Marketplace, given that's a big hard pivot for us now this year. So one of the requests that you all have made to us is, hey, I would love to get a good propensity understanding of which accounts should we focus on co-sell. Right? And a lot of times it's like, is the Microsoft customer has a Mac? Does we have executive relationship? Is there a opportunity timing that is a good time to go and sell into that account? So the way we kind of provide these benefits now is that if you provide us with the customer list, we will look at the list, and we have a propensity score for our accounts. And the propensity score is not a static thing. It does change depending on what's going on in the account. But for the next foreseeable future, let's say 6 months, that's the right propensity. And we provide you back with that propensity scoring for those accounts, so you have better experience with our sellers who are managing those accounts. So that's something that we do with our depth partners, like all the partners which are global, but also this is available to anybody who's actually has this marketplace sales benefits. The other thing we do provide is Azure sponsorship. Azure sponsorship is a way for you to essentially get the credits to do sandbox, like demos and proof of concepts, et cetera. It's something that it should be available to you at all times, because right now there's just so much of things are going on in terms of like trial and error. And so we want to make sure you have that sandbox and that opportunity to play around with Azure to build what you're trying to build. And of course, once you are sure what you want to build, then you should use the App Accelerate offer that Andrew just talked about, which is an amazing offer to get you your solution on Marketplace and publish it on Marketplace. And then you start using the Marketplace rewards to kind of drive how do you make the deals really lucrative for your customers and competitive for your customers. The other thing on Marketplace I do want to mention is Marketplace, one of the benefits for Marketplace for our customers is they can decrement the Mac. And that is true for large enterprises who have a large Mac Azure commitment with us. But Marketplace is equally important when it comes to open the channel for you. So if you're in a software business and you want to reach out to a country where you don't have presence, or you are actually going after the mid-market or SMB, which is many of you are looking into, like, how do I get not just target the enterprise, but look at the broader market. One of the things we're doing now with Marketplace is we have a pilot running with 5 of our distributors to make sure their marketplace and our marketplaces are linked together through APIs. This is a very recent announcement we did about a month back, where we are bidirectionally connecting our distributor marketplaces with our marketplace. And that gives an opportunity for you to place stuff in either marketplace and be able to transact through the distributor channels. It's an example of how Ramp has done a fantastic job. They have a big focus on mid-market, which means that working with distributors like Ingram has been phenomenal for them to have a massive reach out through the reseller channel into their specific market. I would love to offline get more feedback if you're already using some of these, some of these new work that we've done on the APIs, if you're already kind of working with distributors, and how is that going, because we want to make this pervasive and available across the board once we finish the piloting phase. If I were to look at broadly the benefits, if you have a certified CSD designation as a partner, which many of you are, one of the biggest requests last year was, hey, how do we, like, the migration benefits are not enough for us. They're too small and they're too complicated. Like, I have a professional services team which wants to use migration, you do the professional services, but they're not eligible. Or I don't want to use large GSIs. I have a very focused boutique partner, services partner who can do the migration. And the migrations are long. They take more investment. So we bumped up from $50K to $175K. And we have made that program widely available to partners who have Azure competency to help you bring your customers from on-prem solution you have and modernize it to cloud. So that's one of the key sort of focus this year. I would love you to consume it more than, I mean, we have a massive ramp in the last 4 months. I think we have like about 300 plus opportunities already that we have approved. I was thinking it's going to be 250 for the year. Like, we're going to finish it like 400 or something just first half of the year. But I want to make sure we dry the entire resources in H1. So please bring more opportunities so I can go ask for more money for this. Because this is like, if you don't migrate customers to cloud, you can't run any data estate, you cannot run any AI, you're stuck with your customer in where they are. Next is, I mentioned, we have upped the marketplace rewards significantly, but also increase the top sort of spectrum of, you can have up to $1 million wallet that you can continue to maintain. $1 million is a cap. And I think I'm seeing like a lot of large software companies are leveraging that really well. One of the key things for any ISV that has SaaS solution is to make sure that we compensate the sellers who treat you as customer, but also the account team where you're selling to. So this is what the mechanism where we pay both sales teams, so make sure there's no friction for selling third-party solutions across Microsoft. And that gets really triggered by this thing called partner-reported ACR. I know there's some operational things that are happening right now, which we are fixing right now. We had a new version of partner-reported ACR this year, which we have some teething problems. But the idea is that once you report this ACR or you report what are the co-sell deals that you have won, we pay all our sellers. We want to make sure that there is no friction in sales motions through our sellers, and it should be as good as first party. I won't go into the compensation changes, but we did a significant shift in the compensation also to drive that behavior with our sales team this year. So hopefully you are seeing that benefit, that motion come to life for you. And then, of course, we have the go-to-market benefits of like how do we promote you, how do we create demand for you once in your CSD to the broader market and bring opportunities to you. Before I bring in our special guest, Mike, here, and Andrew back on the stage for a quick panel, I would just say that Content Square has been one of the sort of lighthouse partner who have leveraged every dollar we have. and they've done it really well. And I think they've done it, I mean, and you can see the metrics. They have increased their deal sizes, but they've also increased like the close rate significantly in their customer base. And I think that's the power that we want to unleash with leveraging all these resources to make sure you can move fast, you can build fast, you can bring on marketplace fast, and then you can actually sell fast and better through the marketplace. With that, maybe Mike and Andrew, if you want to come on the stage. Thank you. Mike, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate taking the time.
No, thank you for having me, and I'm happy to spend your money.
Yes, we love it. We love it. Every dollar you spend, it's good. It's like you sell. It's good for us. So thank you. Maybe Mike, talk about the Microsoft partnership, how it's been, what the journey has been across the partnership, but also on marketplace. Maybe touch that as well.
Yeah, for sure. So Content Square, for those of you who aren't familiar, we are focused on customer experience. Digital footprint, what individuals are doing when they enter a website, app, and how ultimately you can improve that experience and really provide them the best outcome. Everything I talked about in that speaks to a CMO. It does not speak to CIO, it does not speak to the CTO necessarily. So 3.5 years ago, when we started to partner with Microsoft and got in the marketplace, selling to that persona was ambitious, to say the least. We thought that this is going to be the avenue that customers who we sell to, who are utilizing the budgets that ultimately we want to gain, are going to be looking for mechanisms to protect themselves against budget loss. Marketplace was that. Great data from Tackle, great data from 𝗦𝗽𝗀, years back saying, hey, this is going to be where customers buy. And we were kind of like, ground zero for that. We had just negotiated our first MAC agreement. We wanted to understand how we could get the best economies of scale utilizing that MAC agreement. So we were like, hey, why don't we, drink our own champagne, buy software through the marketplace? And what I can say, thankfully, the assumption proved valid very quickly. From April, when we launched our marketplace listing, to June, we did 2 deals, but our second deal was multi-millions. Largest deal we had done through the marketplace until earlier this year when we renewed that exact same customer in a bigger amount through the marketplace. So for us, the value proved very quick that this is the right avenue for us to really lean into.
Super. Andrew?
Within the context of the benefits that we offer today, what have you found, what have you used, what have you valued the most, and how has it benefited your customers?
Yeah, for sure. And so if we kind of take it to, again, the partnership and what we've brought the go-to-market around, we knew and we still know there are a couple key things that we really have to address within that. The first being customer discomfort. Marketplace might be new, right? And marketplace being a core to co-sell. Mm-hmm. Second thing for sellers, seller discomfort. It's a new process. You're talking to procurement earlier than you probably thought you ever would want to. And of course, focusing on how do you fight a bear? No offense, Microsoft, you're the bear. We're the software companies. We are having to make ourselves look really big. What is a really great way to do that? Leveraging the benefits, checking boxes, but also utilizing that to be your own strength. So marketplace rewards. We lead into marketplace early. We get those rewards. Azure sponsorship, we see a 10 to 15x revenue towards Content Square in terms of the Azure sponsorship we give to customers. It's helped us win competitive deals. Partner reported ACR, right? Like that is your fighting the bear mentality right there. So we're 3 years in. If a Microsoft seller or regional leader or partner development manager looks at who Content Square is, you see, hey, not just our pipeline, the deals we've won, but all the partner reported ACR we're generating.
Yeah. So reducing the box ticking is one of the goals of this App Accelerate streamlining. So perhaps we can come back in a year and tell us how fewer boxes you've had to tick.
Yeah, yeah.
No, continuing on the bear hugging thing, maybe...
Fight is the wrong word.
Yeah,
hug the bear.
Yeah,
yes,
about hugging the bear, yeah. Tell me a little bit about one of the opportunity for Microsoft is a platform as a 60,000 enterprise sellers, one of the largest channel globally, serving mid-market, and we have digital sales. It's like a massive machine. How has the experience been on hugging the bear? Like, what is the day-to-day stuff looks like when you connect with the Microsoft sales team, and what are the best practices maybe?
Yeah, for sure. I think good operations, right? You can't undervalue that. Really making sure that you're sharing pipeline, you're sharing quality pipeline, but giving your sales reps good GPS, good telemetry data, which you're getting through propensity to buy reports. They can also get through a lot of the companies like Sugar and Tackle and others. Hey, what customer has a high propensity to buy through Marketplace? So if you're a sales rep, hey, I've shown you why this is worthwhile. Let me make it easier for you. These are the right customers to go target for co-sell. Here's the questions you should bring to your co-sell call with a Microsoft seller. And just being really clean, right? Like data-informed, clean.
Clear value proposition.
Clear value prop. We don't need to pitch Microsoft, but here's the things we should listen to. Here's where we're at. Here's how do we close that deal.
Oh, that's great.
So we've talked about this concept of becoming frontier. How have you embodied that sort of ambition and aspiration in your product and in your customer engagement?
Yeah, for sure. So Content Square, our heart and soul is customer experience, right? So again, getting back to drinking our own champagne is how do we provide our customer the best outcome? How do we provide that so that they can better serve us, right, as the customers of those businesses? And Microsoft and our partnership really attaches itself to those different things. So if we're focused on Marketplace, we talked about all the value a customer can get by buying through Marketplace. Outside of just a Mac commitment, simplified procurement, all these different things. But it also, if we want to focus on how are we going to deliver this generation of solutions around AI agents that meet a customer demand that we've recently been told about, doing that quickly and through the Marketplace. So the benefits that you just shared today, I am so excited because this is really going to help us do that. I also view, the fact that we've developed our analyst, it's called Sense. It's an AI. It runs on Microsoft entirely. This is going to enable businesses to do more with more, right? Enable analysts who are very smart. They can do high value, but they get bogged down in low value, high volume work. Help these people become agent bosses. Help them focus on the thing that's going to provide that best outcome for their customers and campaigns that are going to deliver much more value because they're not focused on the little things.
Yeah. Well, Mike, thank you very much for coming today.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to finish this up by saying Microsoft is completely committed to helping software companies to become frontier. Through App Accelerate and through some of what you've heard about today, our goal is to make you successful. Build and publish your solutions. The resources are there on the screen. Grow your business with Microsoft. The resources are there on the screen. And differentiate your solutions with Microsoft. And the final point I would make is if you have any questions or you want to take the conversation further with Microsoft, we have a team of experts at the Microsoft AI Partner Program booth in the hub, and they would be happy to talk to you on a one-to-one basis anytime over the next 2 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you.